Got it? White heavy check mark. Here's the English version of the strong YouTube hook plus CTA for your smiling in death video. Hashtag clapperboard opening hook, English. Imagine this, a lifeless body, eyes wide open, and a haunting smile carved across its face. A smile so terrifying, it shook even the police. But was it the victim's final expression in death? Or did someone force that smile? Tonight, we uncover the chilling story of smiling in death, a case where every twist pulls you deeper into darkness. And if you truly want to know the horrifying secret behind that smile, make sure to subscribe right now, because stories this chilling come every week. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Do you think that smile belonged to a human or something far darker? Sparkles' structure does three things. 1. Immediate suspense asterisk starts with a shocking visual, the smiling corpse. 2. Curiosity loop asterisk teases a mystery, final smile or forced smile. 3. Natural CTA asterisk subscription plus comment prompt fits seamlessly at the moment suspense peaks. Here's a cinematic YouTube script for Smiling in Death. Hashtag script, Smiling in Death, /1, powerful hook asterisk asterisk. Imagine finding a body frozen in a smile, not a smile of peace, but one that hides something far darker. /2, suspenseful setup asterisk asterisk. Police called it asterisk smiling in death. Asterisk, a case so unsettling that detectives refused to discuss it off the record because the grin wasn't natural. It was forced, and the question was, who made them smile? /3, build up asterisk asterisk. It started in a quiet Midwestern town. A jogger cut through a wooded trail one October morning. She saw something pale among the leaves. At first, she thought it was a mannequin, but as she stepped closer, she saw the truth. A woman lifeless, eyes wide, and lips stretched into a grotesque smile. When investigators arrived, they were baffled. No signs of struggle, no defensive wounds, nothing stolen. The only thing that stood out, that haunting smile. It looked stitched, but there were no stitches. And here's where the story gets stranger. The coroner said the expression wasn't caused by rigor mortis. Someone had manipulated her face after death and left her posed, like she wanted to be found. /4, mid-story CTA asterisk asterisk. If you're hooked already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more chilling stories like this. Because trust me, this one only gets darker. /5, main climax asterisk asterisk. Detectives dug into the victim's past. Her name was Rachel, a nurse, beloved by everyone who knew her. No enemies, no double life. But when they searched her apartment, they found a single Polaroid taped to the mirror. It showed Rachel, alive, smiling, the same eerie smile that was frozen on her face in death. The photo was dated just 2 days before her murder, and on the back, one chilling word was scrawled in red ink. Perfect. /6, cliffhanger or resolution asterisk asterisk. The case would only spiral deeper from here, because Rachel wasn't the first victim, and she wouldn't be the last. To be continued. Perfect. Let's dive into part 2 of Smiling in Death. Hashtag script, Smiling in Death, part 2, /1, powerful hook asterisk asterisk. Rachel wasn't the first, and she wouldn't be the last, because the killer collected smiles. /2, suspenseful setup asterisk asterisk. Detectives reopened 2 unsolved cases from nearby towns. Both victims, different ages, different lives, but both discovered the same way. Lying still, mouths twisted into that same horrific grin. And the strangest part? Each victim had a Polaroid, just like Rachel. Photographs taken days before their deaths. All with that same unnatural smile. /3, build up asterisk asterisk. Investigators realized the killer wasn't choosing randomly. He was hunting people who embodied warmth, kindness, happiness. He wanted to capture joy itself and twist it into something grotesque. They brought in criminal profilers. The theory was chilling. The murderer didn't just want control. He wanted to preserve moments of life in death, as if he believed the smile meant something sacred. But how was he getting close enough to take the Polaroids? That's when police discovered something terrifying. Each victim had recently mentioned to friends or family a man they'd met. Polite, charming, harmless, the kind of person you'd never suspect. /4, mid-story CTA, ***. If this story has you on edge, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss the next twist in this chilling series. /5, main climax, ***. The investigation broke open with the fourth body, a young teacher. Her body was found seated upright in a rocking chair, still smiling, and clutched in her hand was a Polaroid. But this one was different. It wasn't her photo. It was someone else. Rachel, the first victim. The implication was terrifying. The killer was linking his victims together, like pieces of a puzzle only he understood. /6, cliffhanger or resolution, ***. Police now had evidence that the murderer wasn't just choosing victims randomly. He was weaving them into some kind of collection, a gallery of smiles. But the question remained. Who was next? To be continued. Got it. Let's move into part 3 of Smiling in Death. #script. Smiling in Death Part 3. /1. Powerful hook, ***. The killer wasn't just taking lives. He was building a gallery, and police were about to find themselves staring into it. /2. Suspenseful setup, ***. After the fourth victim, detectives knew they weren't chasing a drifter. This person had patience, access, and a need to revisit his work. Every smile was part of a collection. So when they found the Polaroid of Rachel in the teacher's hand, they realized something terrifying. The killer wasn't just hunting, he was communicating. /3. Build up, ***. Detectives canvassed local photo shops. Few people still use Polaroid film. They discovered a small specialty store, one that had only a handful of customers in the past year, and one receipt stood out. The name, Daniel Cole, a quiet man, early 40s, lived alone in a rundown house near the edge of town. No criminal record. Neighbors said he was friendly but odd. The type who smiled too long. The type you couldn't read. When detectives ran his employment records, their blood ran cold. Daniel had worked as a hospital janitor in the same ward where Rachel, the first victim, had been a nurse. /4. Mid-story CTA, ***. If you're still here, captivated by this chilling case, make sure to subscribe, because the closer we get to Daniel, the darker this story becomes. /5. Main climax, ***. Detectives obtained a warrant. When they entered Daniel's home, the smell hit first. Rot, chemicals, decay. But what they saw next was worse. An entire wall covered in Polaroids. Dozens of faces. Men, women, all smiling. Some were known victims. Others had never been reported missing. And in the center of it all, a single empty space. A blank spot on the wall, waiting for the next smile. /6. Cliffhanger or resolution, ***. But here's the most disturbing twist. On Daniel's kitchen table, detectives found a Polaroid camera, and inside it, a half-developed photo, not of a stranger, not of a future victim, but of someone shockingly close to the investigation. To be continued. All right, let's dive into part 4 of Smiling in Death. #script. Smiling in Death Part 4. /1. Powerful hook, ***. The unfinished Polaroid wasn't of a stranger. It was of someone investigating the case. The killer had been watching them all along. /2. Suspenseful setup, ***. The half-developed image showed Detective Sarah Mills, one of the lead investigators. Her face blurred in motion, but the unmistakable outline of that same forced smile was already taking shape on the photo. It meant only one thing. The killer had been close. Closer than anyone realized. /3. Build up, ***. Sarah's team swept Daniel Cole's house, looking for evidence he'd been following her. They found receipts for film, maps with markings across town, and a small box under his bed. Inside were scraps of hospital visitor passes. Some belonged to Rachel, some to the other victims, and one with Sarah's name on it. From a visit she barely remembered, Daniel had been in the hospital the same day she'd visited a family member, and from that moment, he'd chosen her. But here's where things took a chilling turn. DNA from the house linked Daniel to the victims. But there was one problem. The handwriting on the back of the Polaroids, the word perfect, didn't match his. /4, mid-story CTA, ***. If this revelation has you on edge, make sure you're subscribed, because this story is spiraling into something darker than anyone imagined. /5, main climax, ***. Forensics confirmed it. There was a second person involved. Someone who helped stage the bodies. Someone who wrote the messages. When detectives pressed Daniel during interrogation, he finally broke his silence. He didn't deny the killings, but he said something that froze the entire room. "They weren't my idea," he whispered. "They told me how to make them smile. They taught me." The room went silent. Who was they? And how many more were out there? /6, cliffhanger or resolution, ***. As police dug deeper, one fact became clear. Daniel wasn't working alone. He was only one half of a chilling partnership, and the other half was still out there, to be continued. Here we go, Part 5 of Smiling in Death. #script, Smiling in Death, Part 5. /1, powerful hook, ***. Daniel wasn't working alone. The true mastermind was still out there, and police were about to learn just how close they'd been all along. /2, suspenseful setup, ***. Detectives re-examined the Polaroids. The handwriting, the word perfect, wasn't Daniel's, and it wasn't random. A handwriting analyst said it belonged to someone calm, controlled, educated, not the shaky scrawl of a janitor, but someone meticulous. /3, build up, ***. Daniel was pressed for answers. At first, he wouldn't say a word. He only smiled, that same unsettling grin frozen on his victims. Finally, after hours of silence, he whispered one name, Dr. Howard. Detectives scrambled through records. Dr. Matthew Howard, a respected psychologist at the very same hospital where Daniel had worked, known for his charm, his intelligence, and for publishing papers on the psychology of happiness. But when they searched his office, he was gone, vanished without a trace. What they did find, however, was horrifying. A locked cabinet containing dozens of case files. Each one belonged to a smiling victim. Every detail of their lives documented. It was like he'd chosen them long before Daniel ever acted. /4, mid-story CTA, ***. If this story has you hooked, hit subscribe now, because the hunt for Dr. Howard only gets darker from here. /5, main climax, ***. Police piece it together. Dr. Howard had manipulated Daniel, fed his obsession, turned his loneliness into devotion, and then used him to create the collection. Daniel wasn't the mastermind. He was just the tool. But as investigators worked, a package arrived at the police station. No return address. Inside, a Polaroid camera, and one single photo. The image showed Dr. Howard himself, smiling, but not alone. Standing just behind him, Detective Sarah Mills. /6, cliffhanger or resolution, ***. The implication was chilling. Dr. Howard wasn't just watching. He was close, very close, and Sarah might already be his next perfect smile. To be continued. All right, here comes Part 6 of Smiling in Death. #script, Smiling in Death, Part 6. /1, powerful hook, ***. The photo said it all. Dr. Howard was close. So close, he was already standing behind Detective Sarah Mills. /2, suspenseful setup, ***. The department went into lockdown. Sarah was pulled from the case. but she refused to step aside. The thought of Howard watching her, choosing her smile for his collection, was unbearable. So she made a choice. If Howard wanted her attention, she would give it to him. /3, build up ***. Sarah retraced her steps. Every cafe she visited, every hospital corridor she'd walked, every late-night drive home. Somewhere in those moments, Howard had been there, invisible, studying her. And then a chilling discovery. Surveillance footage from a gas station 2 blocks from her apartment. The timestamp matched the night before Daniel's arrest. In the corner of the frame, barely visible, a man in a dark coat, watching, face blurred, but the stance, the posture, it was him, Dr. Howard. /4, mid-story CTA, ***. If you're gripped by this game of cat and mouse, make sure you're subscribed, because Sarah's about to take the hunt into her own hands. /5, main climax, ***. Late one evening, Sarah returned home. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. Something felt wrong. She noticed her mirror. On it, a Polaroid photo taped to the glass. Her own reflection, taken from outside her window. Her lips bent into a smile she hadn't made herself. Someone had been inside her home, and they wanted her to know it. But Howard made one mistake. He left fingerprints on the tape. The lab confirmed it. Dr. Matthew Howard. Finally, concrete proof. /6, cliffhanger or resolution, ***. But when SWAT stormed his last known address, the apartment was empty. On the table, a single Polaroid camera waited, still warm, as if it had just been used. And inside it, a developing photo, not of Sarah, not of a stranger, but of the entire investigative team, smiling, to be continued. Here's part 7 of Smiling in Death. #script, Smiling in Death, part 7. /1, powerful hook, ***. The Polaroid showed the entire investigative team, smiling, as if Dr. Howard had already claimed them. /2, suspenseful setup, ***. The photo shook the department. How could Howard have captured an image of all of them together? The team swore it had never been taken. Not at the station. Not in public. It was impossible. Unless someone inside had given it to him. /3, build up, ***. Detectives began quietly investigating their own. Every officer, every analyst, every assistant. And soon, suspicion fell on one man, Officer James Kearney. A rookie, bright, eager to help. But he always seemed to know more than he should. He'd slipped into rooms uninvited, asked questions that didn't fit his role. When they checked his phone records, they found late-night calls to an untraceable number, always after meetings about the case. And when surveillance was placed on Kearney, what they saw was undeniable. He wasn't just a rookie cop. He was Howard's eyes inside the department. /4, mid-story CTA, ***. If this revelation has you stunned, make sure you're subscribed, because Howard's web of control runs deeper than anyone imagined. /5, main climax, ***. When Kearney was brought in for questioning, he cracked, but not the way they expected. He laughed, a long, eerie laugh, and then whispered, "You don't understand. He doesn't need me. He's already inside all of you." Before detectives could press further, Kearney leaned forward, smiling, and revealed something chilling. A fresh Polaroid tucked in his pocket. It showed Detective Sarah Mills, not in her home, not in public, but sitting in that very interrogation room, taken just moments before she walked in. /6, cliffhanger or resolution, ***. The message was clear. Howard wasn't just watching from the outside. He was here, somewhere inside the very building meant to bring him down. To be continued. Here comes part 8 of Smiling in Death. #script, Smiling in Death, part 8. /1, powerful hook, ***. Detective Sarah Mills thought she was hunting Dr. Howard, but the Polaroid proved the truth. He was already inside her world, closer than ever. /2, Suspenseful setup, asterisk, asterisk. The department went on high alert. If Howard had infiltrated the police, he could be anywhere, listening, watching, planning. Sarah couldn't shake the image. A Polaroid of her, sitting in the interrogation room, taken seconds before she even walked in. That meant Howard wasn't just close. He was one step ahead. Always. \3. Build up, asterisk, asterisk. Sarah made the boldest decision of her career. She requested to go undercover, not in disguise, but as herself. If Howard wanted her smile for his collection, she would use herself as bait. Late one night, Sarah followed a lead from Kearney's phone records. The calls traced back to an abandoned psychiatric hospital on the outskirts of town, the same place Dr. Howard once worked as a resident doctor. The halls were empty, peeling paint, rusting beds, but Polaroids were everywhere, taped to the walls, scattered on the floor, hundreds of faces, all smiling. And then she heard it, a voice, smooth, calm. You made it, detective. \4. Mid-story CTA, asterisk, asterisk. If your heart's racing right now, subscribe. Because this isn't just a hunt for a killer. It's the beginning of a deadly game. \5. Main climax, asterisk, asterisk. From the shadows, Dr. Matthew Howard stepped forward. Immaculate suit, polite smile, the very picture control. He carried a Polaroid camera in one hand, and in the other, a photograph still developing. He held it up for Sarah to see. It was her, standing in that very hallway. The image had been taken just seconds earlier, but she hadn't seen a flash, hadn't heard a sound. Howard smiled. You see, detective, I don't just capture smiles. I create them. \6. Cliffhanger or resolution, asterisk, asterisk. Sarah reached for her weapon, but in that instant, the lights cut out, and the last thing she heard before the darkness swallowed her was a click of a Polaroid camera. To be continued. Perfect. Let's push into part 9 of Smiling in Death and begin steering toward the ending while keeping the tension sharp. #script, Smiling in Death, part 9. \1. Powerful hook, asterisk, asterisk. The lights went out. The camera clicked. And Detective Sarah Mills realized she was no longer the hunter. She was a prize. \2. Suspenseful setup, asterisk, asterisk. Darkness filled the abandoned hospital. Her breathing echoed against the rotting walls. Every step she took seemed to answer with another. Howard's voice drifted from somewhere unseen. You're perfect, Sarah. The final smile I've been waiting for. \3. Build up, asterisk, asterisk. Sarah steadied her weapon, but the silence was crushing. Her flashlight flickered across the walls. Everywhere, faces, smiling, dozens, hundreds. And then she noticed something chilling. The most recent photos were all of her, different angles, walking to her car, sleeping in her apartment, sitting at her desk in the precinct. Howard hadn't just chosen her recently. He'd been preparing for months. A sudden movement, the creak of a door. She spun, weapon raised. But instead of Howard, she found a chair in the middle of the hallway. On it, a Polaroid camera, and a note taped to the seat. Sit, smile, and join the gallery. \4. Mid-story CTA, asterisk, asterisk. If you followed this story this far, hit subscribe now, because what's about to unfold is the final chapter. \5. Main climax, asterisk, asterisk. Howard's voice grew closer. You can end this, detective, but you'll never catch me. I'll live forever in these smiles. And then the lights snapped back on. Howard stood only feet away, calm, collected, his camera raised. But Sarah was ready. She fired. The bullet shattered the camera in his hand, splintering plastic and glass across the floor. Howard didn't flinch. He only smiled. Good, he whispered. Now they'll remember me through you. \6. Cliffhanger or resolution, asterisk, asterisk. Before Sarah could react, Howard bolted into the darkness of the hospital's lower floors. The hunt wasn't over, but Sarah knew one thing now. He didn't just want her smile. He wanted her to become his legacy. And that meant the end was coming. To be continued. Got it. Let's bring Smiling in Death to a chilling, cinematic close with Part 10, the final chapter. Hashtag script. Smiling in Death Part 10, the ending. /1. Powerful hook. ***. For months, Detective Sarah Mills chased him. Through bodies. Through Polaroids. Through smiles that weren't smiles at all. And now, it was ending. /2. Suspenseful setup. ***. Howard fled deep into the abandoned hospital's basement. Every corner Sarah turned revealed more of his gallery. Walls lined with photographs. Victims immortalized in their twisted grins. And in the center, an empty frame. Her frame. /3. Build up. ***. She followed the echo of his voice. It was calm, confident, like he wasn't running at all. You don't understand, Sarah, he called. These smiles are forever. Happiness preserved. Death is only a beginning. Finally, she found him. Howard stood before a massive corkboard covered in Polaroids. He held one last photo in his hand. Still developing. Her face. /4. The final confrontation. ***. Why me? She demanded. Gun steady. Heart pounding. Howard smiled. Because you fight the darkness. But even you can't escape it. When they see your smile on this wall, they'll know no one is beyond my reach. He raised a photo. And that was his mistake. Sarah fired. The bullet struck him clean. The Polaroid fluttered to the ground, unfinished. Howard collapsed, the grin finally gone for his face. /5. Resolution. ***. Backup stormed the building. Howard's body was taken away. The gallery dismantled. The victims finally honored. And Sarah? She stared at the unfinished Polaroid. Her own smile frozen halfway. Forever incomplete. /6. Closing reflection. ***. The case of Smiling in Death was over. But some questions never left Sarah's mind. Why did Howard need those smiles? What did he see in them that no one else could? And most haunting of all, how many more Polaroids had he taken that police never found? Because somewhere out there, someone might already be holding one. And if you look closely, the face smiling back could be yours. /and screen CTA. Thank you for staying until the end of this chilling series. If you want more true crime and ghost stories, subscribe now. And remember, not every smile is what it seems.